Hi, Aaron here again with a Raspberry Pi in an Atari Lynx version 2, and this is some more screen installation parts here. So the last video I just showed attaching the wires to the screen here, and I've got my blue for my positive, my green, or sorry, my green for my positive, my blue for my negative, and my gray for my composite video. So what I want to do now is actually I want to attach these to the underside of the Pi here. And the reason I want to do that is because when I mount this in the case, everything's just going to go underneath it. And I'm not going to plug this into this jack. A lot of people do that. They just make a custom jack. But in the Lynx project, these ports sit on the outside of the Lynx body. So I don't want to have a plug plugged in, sticking out and all that. So I'm just going to go ahead and hook it up underneath here. The other thing you could do, I suppose, is just unsolder this connector and then go straight to the board, which is an option, but I like to leave the jack there. That way if anyone ever wanted to plug a, I guess, line out into that, they could. But the reality of it is we're going to have line out anyways on the Lynx using its capabilities. And we're going to use a USB sound card instead because as much as the Raspberry Pi's audio is improved, it's still kind of noisy. So what I'm going to do on the back is locate this composite jack. Try and get this thing to focus and learn which way my camera works. There we go. So there are a bunch of test points labeled PP, like 24, 22, 26, all that stuff. PP24 is composite video. PP6 is ground. And then I'm going to probably use PP7, which is near this little polyfuse way over here in the corner. PP7 is 5 volts to the board after the polyfuse. So that's a good thing. That way it's fused. Alright, so I'm going to just dab some flux here on 26, 7, somewhere 7. Gotta have good eyesight for this, and mine's going. That would be my 40th birthday, is I got glasses, so yay. Although I'm not using them. Let's see here, so 26, 7, and then PP6 for ground. So I'm also going to just add some of this fresh solder because, again, they use this lead-free stuff. You know what? Actually, I'm going to wake the old stuff up. You'll see me doing this a lot because I just don't like the solder that they use. I get they have to use it for environmental reasons. And that's cool. That's great. We're not making anything in bulk here, so... Ooh, I'm gonna be careful. There's a tiny, tiny little SMD resistor. Okay. Now we're good there. I'm gonna think about this a little bit. So when I put this in here, like this, see, this is how our Pi is going to go into our shell. This is the bottom of the Lynx shell. You'll also notice that I did a little bit of modding to the top of the Pi here. I just ground a little bit of notches off here, and I didn't, making sure I didn't run any traces or anything. But that way, because if you look closely at the Lynx here, you've got these little notches in the cartridge port. That way it just kind of nicely sits in there. And that's going to sit really nice like this, and then our battery cover door will go over the top of this and hide all this stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to put this like this, and then our screen, like this guy, is going to be kind of sitting like on top here like this. So it'll be mounted to the other side, the other half of the shell. If I wanted to be fancy here, I should actually put a breakaway connector on there, but you know what? I'm not planning on getting in this thing and taking it apart all the time, so I'm not going to worry about that. So let's go ahead and, like I said, we're thinking about kind of the way that this is going to bend, so we want to solder these like that. Alright, so green is positive, and we are going to run that, like I said, to our polyfused area. Our little clippers, because we don't need a ton. We've already tinned the pad and we've tinned the lead. You can attach it to any 5 volts on the back of this thing. I'm just doing it here. Get a nice, good connection. And then blue for negative. That will go to numero 6. Again, I'm going to flip and make all these little connections as short as possible. That way we don't run into danger of shorting things out. Because as cheap as a Pi is, it's no fun to break it. And I've done that. Okay. And there we go, PP20. Ooh, see, I wasn't paying attention. I put that dab of solder on 26, not 24. PP24 is our composite, which is over here on the right of the side of that. So this is good to know. We'll just take some of that solder back off on 6 or 26, and we'll take the factory off on 24. Add some more in. There we are. Sweet. Hold that down. Let that sit. Form a nice bond. Next step, as always, is remove the flux. Because flux is, especially if you're using this rosin core stuff, it is corrosive over time. We don't want to leave it there. It just wouldn't be good form. Plus, we want everything to look nice and shiny. I'm just going to dab it with this towel. Again, I should be using an ESD safe towel. A coffee filter is a better choice. I ran out. Okay. But I am working on a grounded anti-static mat, if that gives me any bonus points. Alright, so I've got these wired up. They look good. So now what I want to do is actually test this thing to see if it boots and to see what I get as far as. Now what I need is some voltage. What I'm going to do for that is find a battery pack. I've got a ton of those somewhere. Alright, let's go overkill. We have our Anchor 20,000 milliamp battery pack. Why not? That sucker can power that Pi for a few days. Alright, so let's go ahead and, oh, we need an SD card. We want to boot this up. And I'll flip her over, and we'll just plug her in. And look at that. It's booting. It works. Look at that. See? RetroPie. Ooh. Cool. So that means we soldered this right, and it actually works like it should, which is a positive. Alright, so now we'll move on to our next step, which would actually be kind of fitting this in here, and then actually mounting the LCD up, and then the other piece I need to do is start wiring up the controls for this thing.